Hello, everybody. I welcome you to another interesting session at Tyke. This is a new concept that we have started. A Saturday webinar is something we're looking at doing very frequently. We did one a few weeks back regarding a product of ours called Tyke Wealth. Typically, the way the webinar was planned was we explained the product. Uh, I explained to you why I felt that product is something which should be a part of your portfolios. And then we did a Q&A session. This week, our team has picked up an interesting topic, a fan favorite on Bike today. It's invoice discounting. This product currently is being used by more than, I would say, 1 lakh customers on our platform. What I'd like to do today is spend some time explaining this product, why I felt this product should have been a part of Tyke. Uh, and then we will also go through an entire transaction with me. So I will invest live as we speak in one particular deal just to show you how it works and just to explain to you how that flow would look like uh, for someone like you. Uh, so guys, if anyone wants to pick up their coffee, just wants to, uh, have a sip of water, let's just do that and I'll get started. So let's talk about invoice discounting. Invoice discounting was launched by us at Tyke, I think around January of 2023. So it's been roughly 1.5 years since we've been doing invoice discounting. In that particular period of time, just to share with you, we have done AUM of north of 500 crores in just this particular product. The average return or the average IRR that customers have earned through our platform is close to 14.3%, north of 14%, and our defaults till date are zero. These numbers are something we're extremely proud of. These also uh, give us product market fit to go deeper in this particular category. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to explain this product in a very simple language to you, how I explain it to my team, how I explain it to investors, and from there onwards we'll pick it up. So, what is invoice discounting? Invoice discounting is nothing but a type of financing, a type of credit facility that businesses avail today. Invoice discounting is also structured in multiple ways. So you have a working capital loan that banks give. You have a business loan that banks give, something they call ODCC as well. There are multiple structures in which invoice discounting works. Uh, but the end use of invoice discounting is same for all businesses, which is they have to fulfill their working capital requirements. For someone who does not understand what working capital requirements are, I'll explain the same. Let's say it takes me 30 days to procure raw material, convert that raw material into a finished product, and then sell it to my customer. So typically, I am investing my money for 30 days to prepare my product. Once my product has been prepared, I will sell it to a customer who will make a payment to me generally on a credit terms between 30 to 60 days, which means that if I have built a product which has cost me 100 rupees and I sell it for 120, I will only recover that 120 rupees after that credit period is completed. So the entire operating cycle or the working capital cycle for which my money is in the business is approximately 30 plus 30 in this example, meaning 60 days. So for 60 days, my money is stuck in the business and my profit of 20 rupees will only be realized after 60 days. Businesses today are uh, typically running on operating cycles anywhere between 45 days to even 120 and 150 days. This today is the biggest reason why businesses are not growing as fast as they should, because they only have limited amount of capital that they can invest in the business. So typically what businesses do is they partner with banks and fintechs and NBFCs. and also companies and platforms like Tyke for solving this working capital problem. Now, invoice discounting can be of two types. One is a purchase invoice discounting, where you're discounting the purchases that you have to make. And second could be sales invoice discounting, where you are discounting the sales that you have made. The word discounting typically means one thing: you're getting access to money that belongs to you earlier than the credit period, and for getting that, you're paying a certain fee or a certain charge to the financing partner who's giving that money to you earlier. At Tyke, our current focus is only on sales invoice discounting, meaning we are only getting companies the money which is supposed to be received by them in a stipulated credit terms earlier by paying a discounting fee. So I think I've summarized and I've explained what invoice discounting is and where is our focus on invoice discounting. So we are focusing only on sales invoice discounting. Now let's talk about the companies and the brands and our philosophy of how we work in invoice discounting. The way we work in invoice discounting is very simple. बड़े बड़े कंपनी से पैसा रिकवर करो और छोटे कंपनी को इंटरेस्ट और डिस्काउंटिंग चार्जेस चार्ज करो. I'll explain that in a very simple language in English as well. Typically, the way we work is most of the deals or most of the products in invoice discounting that you see with us, the buyer of that particular product, basically the buyer in the invoice will generally be a large enterprise, an MNC, or a very big company which is either listed or has more than thousands of crores of turnover. The reason is that the credit risk or the risk of repayment of that particular bill lies on the buyer. The seller generally will be a slightly smaller enterprise or a slightly, I would say, medium or small enterprise who has to recover that money once the invoice has been raised from the bigger company. So our philosophy has just been this, which is, I'll repeat, बड़े कंपनी से रिकवर करो और छोटे कंपनी को डिस्काउंटिंग चार्जेस चार्ज करो. Some of the companies that we work with in this same fashion are Amazon, Bank of Baroda, Reliance, Adani, Flipkart. We have HDFC, and we have probably most of the companies today that are listed on the stock market as well. The idea of choosing this philosophy is something we've realized over a period of time to achieve product market fit. It typically allows customers to correlate their risk and return appetite to these companies in the stock market. There's relatability of these companies. They have studied financials of these companies, and these companies have been there and have been in the business since decades. Hence, the comfort or the risk appetite of customers to buy or invest in such products where the buyer is a reputed or a listed entity allows us to get access to larger sum of capital from a large number of people. Just to share with you, these are just a few sample deals that we have. I'll also go ahead and invest in specific deal, but just to share with you, I'll just explain the deal. Over we have a Hindustan Power buyer who's buying goods from Apollo Green. The unit price is 50,000 rupees, which you can invest. The XIRR is close to 15.22%. The entire raise is for, I think, 50 lakh rupees. And the repayment tenure is 120 days. Then we have BMW India, who is buying goods or services from Epicurean Hospitality. Same concept, which is 10,000, 14.711, 14.71. I think this is a 40 lakh invoice, and the tenure is 30 days. Then we have Reliance Industries and Papad Malji. where Reliance is buying goods or services from Papad Malji. Unit cost is 10,000 rupees, 14.89%. It's a 25 lakh invoice, and the tenure is 45 days. The idea for us on our platform is we will give you deals starting as low as 10,000 rupees, going as high as even 10 lakh rupees, where the tenures will range from 30 days to 120 days, allowing people to build a healthy portfolio. And the returns will be from 14.2% to 15.22% in XIRR. The idea is to give a healthy spectrum and a healthy option at any point of time. Generally, on our platform, at any point of time, we try to maintain 5 ongoing deals of different sectors, different companies, different tenures, and different rates, which allows people to choose and pick a type of deal that they like. These are just some testimonials about the company. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into one deal that the team has created for me, and I will show you how to invest in a particular deal and how to uh, track your returns in a particular deal as well. So this is a invoice discounting deal that has come my way. The seller is a company called Proto D Industries. Proto D Industries is a manufacturer, supplier, and exporter of dies, patterns, press tools, and injection and rubber molds. It has been working with Tata Motors for the last 20 years. On speaking with the promoter of Protody, I also found out that Protody has played a crucial role in the design and manufacturing of Tata Nexon EV, one of the most famous cars launched by Tata very recently. Now, just to share deal terms with you guys, this deal has just been created for me, which is just a very small invoice to show you how it works. The XIRR on this deal is 14.94%, which typically means that if I reinvest my earnings and my capital back every 45 days in this particular deal for a year, I'll make close to 15%. So the coupon rate would be around 14.3% in this particular deal. The minimum amount that can be invested is 10,000 in this deal. The tenure of this particular deal is 45 days. And recourse, or basically guarantor of this particular deal, is the seller. What that typically means is that in case I don't receive my payment on time from the buyer, which is Tata Motors, Proto D is guaranteeing that they will pay me in case Tata Motors defaults to pay me. The proof of that is very simple. We have post-dated checks of the company payable to us, kept with us in office. And these checks have been put up as a scanned copy for you to view. Anyway, going back, now the procedure is very simple. I will first show you the invoice that has come to us from ProtoD. Let's have a look at the invoice. The invoice is raised by ProtoD, shipped to Tata Motors, and billed to Tata Motors. This has been shipped and billed to their Pune office. You can see the delivery note, the invoice note, date of delivery, date of invoice, payment terms, which is 90 days, delivery note, which is 8th July 24, dispatch date, bill of lading, vehicle number, etc., etc., etc. We also have access to the e-invoice and the QSR code, etc., in case anyone wants to check. For the purposes of maintaining confidentiality of rates quantity, which is something I think is fair for the companies we work with, we hide or we darken these numbers from the bill. However, we receive the bills with exact rate, quantity, order value, etc. But just to share with you, this entire amount, this entire invoice is for 83,059.96 paise only. Now, just to share with you, let's have a look that the bank account that they have given is a special escrow account created with them and Yes Bank, where we have access to this particular escrow account. So The repayment is coming directly in this escrow account by Tata Motors directly to us. What this allows us is to have complete control on repayment directly from Tata Motors. Again, emphasizing on my philosophy कि बड़े कंपनी से पैसा रिकवर करो और छोटी कंपनी को डिस्काउंटिंग रेट चार्ज करो. This invoice is available on all deals with respect to that particular deal, so they can everyone can have a look at this invoice and see all the invoices. Additionally, what we also do is we sign a master agreement with the company. This agreement is signed, stamped, uh, and is available for everyone to view and read as well in the documentation. Just to share with you our track record with this company, the Proto D and Tata Motors, this entire concept of this entire bill discounting structure, we have worked on for 8 campaigns. The total repayment amount that we have received is north of 1 CR, and all repayments have been on time. This data is available for all companies. The reason we have this particular section is because we also want our investors to build a track record specific to companies. ProtoD is a fairly new company we've been working with, but there are companies we've been working with where the total number of campaigns are even more than 100, and the total repayments have crossed 25, 30 crores as well. The idea is that this builds confidence for users to basically start investing in deals and building a track record of their own as well with these particular deals. Now, let's just go ahead and I'll show you a standard way of investing. So I'm investing in one unit just to show you. I will be uh, getting my repayment on 27th September 2024. My repayment value will be 10,172, which is close to the 14.2 or 3% return that I was talking about. So again, the way to invest is very simple. You just have to select the number of units you wish to invest, accept our terms and conditions. And there are two ways to invest. So you press continue to pay. One is through the wallet and one is through the gateway. Now my wallet already has around 8,000 rupees, which you can top up by directly adding the account details into your particular bank account and as a beneficiary. So I just have to invest the balance amount, which I will do right now. Yeah, so I just went ahead with UPI as my method of payment. This should now, we receive the payment, and this deal has been completed on Tyke. I can also refer my friends. We have very interesting structure and referral. You can refer your friends and earn up to 0.5% of how much they invest just by your link. So that's something you guys can view. Now I'll just show you how a successful deal looks like in a portfolio. I also have other investments, so you can. I'll show you both active and closed. So let's take an example of what. So now this deal will become active and all the details will get entered the moment the money is wired to ProtoD, which takes generally T plus 2 days because our trustee on our escrow account has to verify all information. Then only we're allowed to process the transaction ahead to ProtoD. So I'll just give you an example of another investment I made, which is Whatcraft. So Whatcraft has been selling goods to Adani Infrastructure. Similar deal that I did. This is the information which you can see, which is 11th October, the repayment. I'll receive 10,233 with a coupon rate of 14.2, XIRR 1507. And the state. I also have a due diligence report that we're giving, which has all the documents which were available on the deal as well. So yeah, this is how easily you can invest. Also, another feature which we have is you can add your repayments to your uh, uh, my will come and check for your repayment. We also have a feature of upcoming repayments, which shows you your repayments in the next month, uh, current quarter, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think these are the simple features that we have right now regarding invoice discounting. I'd love to start taking questions now. The first question is, do you have any threshold limit to invest on the platform? There is no threshold limit currently on our platform. The maximum is has no cap. You can invest as high as you want. Who pays the invoice to Tyke? Directly the buyer or the seller? The buyer pays the invoice to Tyke directly, which is what I showed you in the example. So it says getting blank check is not legal. Sir, the check when the check when before it is received by us, we make sure it's written to pay Tyke Technologies. Sometimes it just uploaded without a Tyke Technologies name, but I'll get that check from legal. If that's the case, we'll definitely change it. But be rest assured that uh, all the checks have Tyke Technologies on it when it's kept in our locker for storage. Will I get the recording of this later? Yes, you will get the recording. Someone from the team will share this with you. What happens to investors' money in case respective company defaults, irrespective of submitted blank check? So let's look at the uh, state of events. If the buyer does not pay on time, we have recourse on the seller. If the seller's check is also defaulted, in that case, we have to pursue the matter legally. However, basis our due diligence, our relationship between buyer and seller, and the structures of our risk and credit checks, we make sure that that has not happened. In fact, in the past, I would say 1.5 year, we have done transactions north of 2,500 crores in terms of GTV, and you've never faced this issue. So I think that is more of a track record play, and that's a way of fixing your companies. The inherent risk is that the buyer also does not pay and the seller also does not pay. That's the risk you're looking at. So that's the reason having really renowned uh, blue chip buyers is our strategy for having a 0% default rate yet. We invest through offline mode, NEFT, RTGS as well. Yes, you can invest through offline mode as well. On your application, there's an option to add a bank account linked to you directly as a beneficiary, and then you can directly go and invest. No, we're not on TRDES platform. TRDES platform is currently not accessible to retail investors or HNIs or individuals. It can only be accessed by banks and NBFCs. So, uh, as per the TRDES platform, it is only built for B2B transactions and not B2C transactions. Someone is saying that their payment via UPI was delayed for more than 2 hours. You can please contact support from our team. I generally everyone has a relationship manager assigned. You can connect with them as well. They'll definitely solve this problem for you. Do you discount government MNC bills as well? Yes, we do. We do. You'll also see a lot of government bills on our platform. We just had one yesterday called CATS Delhi, which is the government authority looking after hospitality in Delhi. So when working capital can be financed at 9-10% and via buyers willing to pay 15%. So that's a very interesting question, and that's something we used to mull over when we started this business. And I'll tell you what I have uh, realized and what I think is the answer for this particular question. Uh, After speaking to more than 200 odd clients that we work with, the answer is very simple. Today, most banks or NBFCs are not interested in doing short-term financing. Most banks and NBFCs will give you a term loan, will give you a working capital loan, will give you an ODCC. They are not interested in giving you short-term. The reason is very simple that their ROI on time invested is very low. On the other side, for the customer as well, it makes zero to no sense to invest 3 to 6 months building a banking relationship and getting access to working capital financing, even if that works out. when the period for which the transaction is required is only 30, 60, 90, or 120 days. The beauty of our product, or the beauty of why invoice discounting as an industry is doing so well, is because this is the most efficient and fastest form of capital available when needed. Please try to understand. Today, I am selling goods to a particular vendor, for example, Amazon. Amazon has already issued me a purchase order for the next month, asking me to supply my goods for the next month, whereas I haven't even received the payment for the first month. My biggest concern as a business owner right now is how do I buy RM, process it, sell it to Amazon? For me, the most important moat in this particular deal is time, and not the fact that I will be able to, save 1 or 2 days of 1 or 2%, in return or in cost on my particular deal. So it's very important to understand that a businessman has to think of his business from his operating cycle point of view, and not from the finance cost per annum point of view. Definitely banks are cheaper. Definitely NBFCs are cheaper. We have clients who have shifted to us from huge NBFCs and banks. We've got the entire account shifted to us because we're fast and we're efficient. Our deals today on the platform get sold out in maximum 1 or at best 2 days, which means that a client gets access to capital in 3 to 4 days of him of him sending the invoice to us. I think that is the lightning speed at which we operate, and we will have to operate at that speed in order to grow. Can one invest from a company account, or it's only allowed from personal account? You can invest from a company account as well. Very recently, we launched a company KYC and company structure as well, so you can invest from any account now. Do we allow credit card as a method of payment? No, we don't allow credit card as a method of payment. The reason is very simple. Credit cards come at a cost which is 1.25% of the transaction. The question is, who bears that cost? Uh, second is fundamentally it's an investment product, and we don't want to facilitate credit on investment on our particular platform. So that's the reason our legal as is not comfortable with allowing credit card on our platform as well. Are there any charges to use debit card or net banking? There is no charges to use net banking. However, there is a charge to use debit card. I strongly would urge customers not to use debit card. It's a very expensive bet. It charges close to, I would say, 0.75 to 1% of your transaction value, which in hindsight does not make any sense in terms of returns you make. So kindly refrain from doing that. I would recommend using net banking, or the best option would be to add your virtual account in your bank account as beneficiary and wire in that account. That's the best way in which uh, business can be done, and there is no cost registered with the same. Is Tyke registered with SEBI or RBI? No, Tyke is not registered with SEBI or RBI. Reason being that invoice discounting is not a product which requires any SEBI or RBI license. Invoice discounting is a financing service provided on the platform. However, at Tyke, we are also building other products similar to invoice discounting through our NBFC, which is registered by RBI. So currently, this platform does not require RBI registration. However, we are coming up with new products to understand through our NBFC, which is RBI regulated, uh, of a similar nature. I was also told that our webinar will also include a lot of people who will be interested in understanding invoice discounting on the other side, meaning a lot of business owners who are interested in getting their bills discounted. So someone has asked us if we do invoice discounting for exporters. Currently, no. Currently, we're not doing any export transactions. Reason being, uh, Forex is a big uh, puzzle which we haven't solved yet. Uh, Second is various RBI compliances which may occur to us. So currently, we're refraining from export orders. However, most of our transactions today are domestic. However, we will uh, consider export as a category. It's something which excites us, but currently we're not doing because of uh, foreign exchange risk, and that really significantly impacts the IRR. Second issue is we also feel that we might face unnecessary delay in terms of repayment in exports, uh, with respect to the movement of money from the cross border movement of money, which generally gets extended by 1 or 2 days, uh, and fronting that would be a big problem for us. Will you discount builder invoices or government civil construction invoices? Government civil constructions, we do. We actually have a couple of clients that are already live on that. Uh, if someone is doing government civil constructions, would love to uh, get in touch. You can reach out to anyone in our company. You can reach out to me. Government civil invoices we'll be interested in looking at. What happens in case the buyer changes his mind with respect to paying the seller for any reason? For example, product was not good on any discrepancy happens. Typically, if typically another very big merit of working with buyers which are so large is they have approved invoicing QC SAP systems. An invoice is only uploaded and approved on the SAP system once QC has been completed. Hence, we haven't faced these issues, and that's a very good risk mechanism for us to manage which new company to onboard, basis how good their SAP systems are, how good their invoicing systems are. Do you discount local vendor invoices? We generally don't discount local vendor invoices at this stage. Can you discount invoices issued to government against tenders? Yes, we can look at that. Kindly do send that information to us. The percentage of defaults currently on our platform is 0%. I have mentioned that earlier. Will Tyke support uh, auto reinvest in ID later? That's a very good question. Uh, we have received a lot of inquiries to build an auto reinvest product for ID. The reason for that is it's a very genuine reason that people are busy and people are not able to uh, uh, reinvest that money which comes back in their wallet, uh, which means they're wasting or they're losing out on a few days of interest without intent. So we're building a feature like that, already working on it. So yes, you can hope to see that feature very soon, an auto reinvest structure. Is our investment insurance backed if buyer defaults? Akshay, thank you for this question. Currently, we do not work with any insurance company directly. There are multiple companies that we work with who have insurances or trade credit insurances. That data is available in deals. But something very interesting is coming here very soon. Something never heard of is happening in this space with us. So very soon there will be something which uh, maybe solves this problem for you. Does Tyke have a plan to charge a fee on ID? Won't Currently we do not have any plans of changing the cost structure. I think currently the way we're doing it is working and it's accepted by users. So currently we're not planning on making any changes. Can Tyke move to judicial stamp instead of plain paper? Yes, that's a very good point, Gaurav. I'll uh, 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 I'll take it up with our legal team, and this is something we're planning on doing. There are some amendments we're doing in our agreements, making it tighter, making it stronger. So I think once we just complete that version, we'll get the agreement changed. The idea is that we do a new or a tighter agreement with the company every 3 or 6 months as we evolve as well. So that's something we're doing. So, Gaurav, it's a work in progress. It'll definitely happen. Something we're already working on. Thanks for the feedback. Is Ty coming up with 100% guarantee on deals? Something like that. Something like that. I would not call it guarantee. It is slightly different. But yes, it is the intention now is to we feel the product has value. The returns are competitively good, stable, not very affected by the markets, not very affected by multiple factors which affect your returns elsewhere. Uh, so yes, now our intention is that we feel we have managed that part. Now we're focusing our best to make sure that our risk is even lower. I'd like to repeat, although our defaults are 0%, we'd like to hedge your risk even more as we grow. How does Tyke make money? We typically charge a fee to our partners or our clients for working with us on our platform and getting their bills discounted. That's how we make money. Is Tyke planning on other investment methods apart from wealth and ID? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're already working on multiple other fronts. The idea is that we want to give you options to invest your entire uh, uh, capital in different types of products. So yes, the idea is to target your entire wallet share. We're aware wealth and ID cannot do that, but we're building products of different risk return matrix to basically target that. Interest, here we get simple interest or compound interest on investments. The method of calculation is simple interest. Someone is saying that competitors are charging as are giving more than 20% return to investors. Is it realistic to pay XR more than 20% on ID? I don't think it's realistic to pay more than 20%. I don't think companies are going to afford to pay that much, especially the companies we work with. See, the way it works out is the higher you charge, the lower the quality of company you are working with, uh, and the lower is the propensity for them to repay you on time. So, if we try playing in the high risk bracket, I feel defaults will start coming in, and that'll really break the trust of users who are, religiously investing with us on our platform. So, like I said, we feel we've achieved good metrics in terms of returns that are being offered. We just have to focus now on making sure the quality remains extremely high on our platform as we scale. So in my opinion, no, it's not realistic. I think 20% is something which is extremely high, and the quality of the bill, quality of the company, quality of the buyer and seller is at question. After subscribing to bill discounting, I don't see documents of the deal. You can see the documents. I just showed it in the demo as well. You can go to your portfolio section. Once you click on the deal, there is a button called due diligence zip file. You can just download the same. Any comments on recent Gropatil CIS issue? As you guys know, we in the past have worked with Gropatil as well. Uh, and in that, and Gropatil's bills were getting discounted on the platform as well. It is very commonly known by everyone that Gropatil, uh, Gropatil's bills, which were discounted, were repaid 100% on time from the buyer, which just shows that although a company's bank accounts were freezed, our structure is so robust that it allows us to facilitate repayments over there as well. Now, coming to the question at hand, invoice discounting works very differently from the way agricultural product using the LLP or the CIS structure works. The concept is completely different. The type of credit or financing is different. There is no entity that is being created by Tyke for pooling of capital. Please understand, there is no pooling of capital happening at Tyke. The entire issue that was raised is that capital is being pooled and is being used by one or two people as they deem for it to be used. On our platform, you are choosing the deal you want to invest in. Your money goes directly to the company. It is gone to that particular company, trustee who verifies that. The trustee is regulated by SEBI, by the way, and they verify that. Your repayment comes back into your account. You can withdraw the same or invest it however you like. There is no pooling or usage of capital of how as how we deem fit. So for these two major points, it's the products are very different, risks are very different, and why I feel it's not the same thing. Apart from many more things in detail, which we can discuss later. The buyer directly repays into the escrow account controlled by us, so it pays to us, and then it is settled also directly from the escrow to you. So Tyke has no intervention. It's all API driven, where once the money comes in the escrow account, it is directly settled to you. How do we get assurance that invoice due date and Tyke deal days matches? So you can look at that. That data is publicly available on every deal. You can directly download the invoices, look at the dates of the invoices, and compare it to the repayment plan. It will match. How do you deal with fraudulent transactions? I think that's a very interesting question, which my credit team would like to take. But generally, our risk return matrix is so strong. We have access to all company data, GST data, bank statements. We also have access to buyer accounts, seller accounts, etc. So it's very easy for us to check if a transaction is fraudulent or forged. It's also very easy for us to check basis. We have physical verifications of clients. So if our client is anywhere in the country, we have verifications. We have their house verifications as well. We have their office verification as well. We also check the SAP portals of buyers, etc. So I think our due diligence process is very stringent. It's getting stricter as we're growing. That's the reason we have come across fraud transactions, and then we've chosen not to work with those clients as we go. Okay, guys, I think I've answered most of the questions. I hope I was able to explain the product well. I hope this product continues to inspire people and allows them to invest in these particular deals where, for the risk involved, the returns are extremely, extremely lucrative. Uh, I'd still say invest carefully, look at what you're doing, verify every deal, check every single document before you invest. Uh, I think working capital financing is something which is only going to grow in our country. Reason being that our country requires this type of capital the most to increase GDP, increase economy. Uh, Hence, I definitely think this is where a lot of capital will be invested, both at a retail and an HNI level. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. We'll be building new products in this particular category, entering new sectors. Currently, if you see, we're focused on 4 or 5 sectors only. We are mostly focused on renewable, banking, consumer goods, and logistics. We'll enter more sectors now as the AUM grows, as investors like you give us trust our products more. And I feel there's a huge market for us to tap uh, at any point of time. There's always so much demand for us to fulfill that we're always at a position where we are short of the funds, to sort of back those particular deals. So yeah, looking forward to partnering with you guys in this product. We'll keep coming up with new things, having different risk return matrices. The idea is to reduce risk as much as we can as we grow, and maintain good returns as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on this call. Hope this call was helpful. Looking forward. Thank you, guys. Take care and have a very good weekend.